mean, I didn't grow up flying like everyone else. I was actually really scared of flying. That's like an understatement. I think like, you know, if your parents are like, what's the last job your kid would do? And mine would be like a pilot for sure. My name is Kristin and I live in Vermont. Seriously, I'm in love with my airplane. Like I take it everywhere, I do everything with it. I fly to the surf all the time, so I'll like take it into grass strips. The one we're going into tomorrow, that's John's at Spurwink, you can literally walk down to the surf with it. I'm getting extended baggage so I can fit a surfboard in it because it doesn't fit yet unless I take the doors off. Super early usually. I check the swell like a week in advance, so if there's a good swell coming in, it could be anywhere. So I live in Vermont, but the swell could be in Rhode Island, in Maine, in New Hampshire, right? Like all these different places. And if you were to drive to the swell, it would take 4 hours, 4.5 hours. But in the plane, it's a 45-minute flight or an hour flight. So I get up and I pack my wetsuit and I got my surf bag in there. I'll land at one of those airports close by and then one of my friends will pick me up with my board and then we'll go surf, which is pretty sick. Like all in a day, and you can literally make like a day trip, right? From something that would have been like an overnight. Because I fly for 45 minutes, like I'll eat my breakfast in the plane, have my coffee, land, go surf, come back, wet hair, it's amazing. And then I land at home, same day. Yeah, my dad is Dutch and my mom's Korean. And we would travel to see my grandparents all over the world. I'd get nervous like weeks before we'd get on a plane. Eventually I was like, okay, I'm gonna do some sort of like exposure therapy to get over it. So I booked a flight, a discovery flight at Vermont Flight Academy. And I was petrified and I didn't fall in love with it, you know, first thing off the bat, but I was like, okay, maybe if I get my pilot's license, I'll get through this and be less nervous when I go on planes. And so I ended up, over the course of like 3 months, falling in love with it, and I've really never loved anything more than aviation. So, I mean, now it's to the point where I quit my job in corporate and, you know, I'm working for Textron and I bought my own airplane, right? So like living, breathing, loving planes. Honestly, I think aviation is like one of the most welcoming, encouraging communities that I've ever been in. Yeah, like I met Amber at Oshkosh and then, actually at your hangar party is where I met Amber. And then we just totally hit it off. So, and there's lots of stories like that. I mean, this is definitely one of the most intimidating runways for me, which is funny because it's 2,000 feet, but it just seems a lot shorter. And so I was a little nervous, but I remember when I came in, I wasn't scared, but it was really nice to have my friends on the ground waiting for me, being like so encouraging. And then it was like the biggest reward ever. I nailed the landing. I've nailed it every time coming in now, which is amazing. So maybe I should have a little more confidence. And then you just get to party with friends when you land, right? Big celebration. Well, it's kind of funny because when I wanted my first airplane, I thought I was going to get a Bonanza because I wanted something to go cross country in. But I always like being a little different, you know, and it just really fell into place. And I literally signed the purchase agreement at Oshkosh and then just into the pre-buy like a week later. So that's how I got it.
Wow.
Which is, I know, isn't that crazy?
It's such a small world.
It's such a small world.
At my hangar party?
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah, at Sun and Fun.